Hello there, it's Kim. Welcome to the Farmhouse Decor DIY Club. I'm here, we're gonna do a little Facebook Living painting tonight. So let me see if I can, can't do it there. All right, I will be posting a link after the show for what I wanna show you tonight. Hi, how are you? It's Kim. Welcome to the Decor DIY Club, Farmhouse Decor DIY Club. Did you all see I started a group? You should hop on over there. This is going to be our little, more of a clubhouse kind of thing where we can chit chat. You can post stuff. I can post stuff. We can be inspired. We can be friends. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I finally opened the group. Hi, Colleen. Hi, how are you? Hi. I finally opened a group. So you are not stuck with just posting on the community page and not being seen anywhere here. And look, I did keep the gray streaks. There it is. See, there it is. I got my hair colored again. It looks awesome. I'm really happy with it. And I left that streak, so we're going to check her out. So tonight we're going to be painting a little something something. And I'm going to be, this is a sign that needs a little love. It's been used before and it didn't work out for whatever reason. I was actually using it as a test sample. Hey, Sherry, hi. As a test sample for a painting party that I was doing and letting people test out the stenciling, which I'm about to show you tonight. And this stencil, okay, let me see, this is the right way. This stencil is, Colleen's used them. Actually, Colleen's been to my parties, and this is what I use at my painting parties. It's a cardstock stencil, but I also have it up on my, hi, I kept my gray streak. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I think it kind of gives me a little bit of attitude, a little bit of funk, and it gives me a little like, I got another streak you might not want to know about. So I really love it. I really, really do. And my sister, who I really trust, I asked her about it, and she was like, it looks so cool. Doesn't look crazy. No Cruella de Vil going on there. So yeah, I decided to keep it and give it a shot, and we'll see. But I'm really loving it. So thanks for the vote of confidence last week. And so I went for it with my hairdresser and said, let's try it. And she was really thrilled because she loves to see me do something new and different. Whoa, I parted on the other side and I kept a gray streak. Yeah, I really like it too, Sandy. I really, really do. Hey, well, thanks. Hi from California, North Dakota. I love it that you're all here. That's awesome. So Saturday night was the night. You just finished your burn. Oh, Sherry, was that you that you posted in the I just named it, the Craftaholics Club? Your round one? That looks amazing. Sherry's been doing wood burning. I think it's her first attempt. So get over to the Craftaholics Club and see. She posted to show us. She's just got the outlines done so far, and it does look really great, doesn't it, Susan? Oh, thank you, Susan. Susan has sprinkled the post, meaning this, okay, because that's a word we don't use, right? Because we don't want to be bossing you guys around, and I'm not telling you what to do. But if you want to, it really helps me out. I really appreciate it. So it spreads my, my little face a little further and wider. All right, so what I want to do is I want to paint this just like I do at a regular painting party, and then I'm going to stencil it just like I do at a regular painting party. Only going to do a little something different with this one, just because I feel like having a little fun. I'm going to try something. So I'm going to do that, and at the end, because I can't do it right now, I can't figure out, I'm going to try and do comments. Give me a second. Oh, I might be able to do it here. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if I can pin that. All right, it's up, okay? So it's there. So that's gonna be where you can acquire said, it's an SVG file. You need a Cricut to cut it, or there's a JPEG file, which is basically, you've all had a JPEG file if you've gone and collected that and just printed it off on your computer. The JPEG file is red and green. It shows, you'll see it when you order it from Etsy. But I've showed you how to use it, like to trace it on here, but this, you put it on your cutting machine, the SVG file, it comes just like this, right? And if you've got a Cricut or a Silhouette, you know what I mean. Oh, thanks, Sandy, that's so sweet of you. I really, really appreciate that. So I hope you're all enjoying, you've all joined up with the Craftaholics Club, because that's what we are, we're kind of Craftaholics. So it'll come and it'll cut looking like this, and it's already got the bridges in it, which when you're cutting on cardstock or acetate, where you're making a reusable stencil, thank you for the hearts, you need these little bridges to keep all these centerpieces in. So I've put all those in, and this is the exact stencils I use at my painting parties. This is the type of stuff I teach. I used poster board, or you can use, it's called tag board, Or if you want to do a lot more, like this is good for, this tag board and poster board is good for like, once I show you how to stencil, it's good for like 20 uses at least. So you'd cut it once and you could use it 20 times and make a bunch of signs. And if you have a Cricut or Silhouette, you can size this up or down to whatever works for your machine. So this is 12 inches wide, this tag board, and I picked it up on, it's either Amazon or Staples, I can't remember. You can probably get it on Amazon. Or you can use the acetate, the plastic, you know, the clear stuff. And but this is no trouble either. This works really well. So I have a bunch of other files up there, most of the files that I use in my painting parties as well. And you are free to use these for small business application as well. You can cut them and use them for your own painting parties if you want to go that road. And if you do, definitely, hi Lucretia, hi, how are you? If you do go that road, let me know, because I'd love to help you out a little bit and get you a little bit of business, okay? So, because I mean, I've been doing painting parties for 3 years, sign painting parties. I actually, a Cricut machine and a Silhouette portrait. Perfect, Susan. You need something that you can use a design space in the Cricut, or you can upload. So I think it's Designer Edition in the Silhouette for uploading an SVG. I haven't used a Silhouette and it's been a couple of years. The first year of my painting parties, I did so many, I actually killed my poor Silhouette, and I went and bought a bigger industrial size machine for the amount of things I have to cut. So, but the Silhouette does these just fine, and as long as you can import an SVG, okay? If you've got the Cricut Maker and you've got design space, you are in business. So you just go to that link in Etsy. It's like 5 something Canadian, probably $4 or $3 US. And like I say, you can use it up to 100 cuts, and then you can use these like 20 times. So you can definitely start a little painting party with your friends, or you can knock out a bunch of these, because I'm taking time talking to you. It takes longer, but really, once you get good at these, it takes like 5 minutes to knock one out, maybe 10 tops. So you could put a bunch of them out before Christmas, okay? Sell them, give them as friends, give them to your coworkers. You're gonna look like a god. And this is just a piece of basic wood, all right? Now, my husband's been nice and cut me a keyhole. It's not plywood, it's thicker, but you could do plywood, I mean, whatever. And I've pre-stained it, because this, like I said, I took this to a painting party so people could try the stenciling, and that's all their attempts, and that left me with a board that really I can't do too much with. So I'm going to show you how our painting parties, my painting parties work. Quite different from most, because I don't use the sticky stencils. And oh, you're so frozen. Noah was not happy to lose my voice. Oh, Noah, thank you. You're a sweet little baby boy. Do I do good? Oh yeah, I've done great with my painting parties. Like how do I say this? I've made 6 figures. Okay, so yeah, I did all right. And that was without trying too darn hard and not knowing what the hell I was doing with marketing. But anybody that tries them finds them so easy, they come back, right? Like Colleen can tell you. Colleen's been to a couple now. She hosted one. I do them kind of like paint night, but I'll come to your place, or we'll do it in a restaurant. I can do all that. I've done all that. But Colleen can vouch for me because she has actually done it herself, okay? And you can get, like, I can have 50 people in a room, and I can teach 40 or 50 people now, all at the same time, just me and one other person pouring out paint. That's it, okay? Because this is a simple method, all right? So, all right, I'm gonna show you all the secrets, okay? Just so you can see. But like I said, there's these, this one is up there now for the link. And if you go to that link, it says Sign Makers Workshop. You can see signmakersworkshop.com. You'll see my local business, right? And what I actually do. And there's probably, I don't know if there's videos, but there's some photos and things like that. You can totally stalk me and see what I do and what we come out with, okay? So we take the paint and we use these cheap brushes, and I stamp it in there, all right? Secrets are good, yeah, only among us girls, right? Like just among us friends. And then I teach my folks, we're just doing a rustic, rough background, and normally you don't have this writing on the back of the sign, but I always bring pre-stained like this, and it's only pre-stained with like you can either use paint, or I use a water-based stain that I get from Bear, and We just go like so. Now, can you see how it's starting to look rustic? And like, it's that easy, folks. That's how easy it is for all your, if you want customers or friends to try it. It's great for getting, like, using up. And I hardly used any paint, and I might use a little bit more. I probably used, I wouldn't even say an ounce, right? So, all right. And I want this to look pretty rustic, but I also want it to be kind of filled in here so the stencil really stands out. All right. And you can see how that paint is disappearing behind. I gotta watch what I'm doing here, right? Yes, the rustic look is so forgiving. It's so easy. Like, I have a sign that I don't think it's up on my Etsy page, but that I use. You'll see it in my painting parties, and it says "Welcome to the SHIT show." So when I think of it, I bring that one with me, and I say to people, let's not try to be perfect. Let's take perfectionism right off the table. And because if you're going to try and be perfect, and I hold up the sign and go, this is going to be your experience, you know? And we don't want that for you. We want you to have fun and a good time. So by the time they start stenciling and they've had a glass of wine, they realize it's easy. They start to relax, and then good times happen. And everybody has a blast, and they all tell me, oh, it's so easy. I thought it was going to be a paint night, but it's not. It's like paint night, but way better, way easier, you know? But I can't really advertise that way. But I've been, you know, been enjoying it, but I like a bigger, broader audience. I want to share this with the world, and not just the sign painting party. Like, it doesn't really translate like sending wood and stuff across country, but I love to teach people, and I love to see them succeed. That's what I really, really love. All right, so we've done this. This is going to take like about 5 minutes to dry. And what you can do is just take the end of your brush and just dab it along there to use up whatever paint's on there and make it look rustic. And that, I teach that too. It's really not rocket science around here. So, you see that? It's just filling in, and that way anything that's gone over the edge looks natural. And it's not all filled in, right? Perfect, eh? All right, I'm not gonna bother with the bottom. I can do that later. This is just going in the water. I take these home and wash them, and I have some tricks for that too, right? So if you had 50 brushes you had to take home and wash, call me, because I got some tricks for that. So this has to dry, and I'm done with the white paint, and I'm done with the brushes. There's no more brushes in our painting party, okay? So how y'all doing while I let this dry? If I was at a painting party, everybody would be drinking and choosing their colors, which is the hardest part for them now. They have to go and pick from the colors that I bring. And they have to decide what colors they want. So I help them out with that, you know. So somebody asked me a question. Got any questions at all? Or should I just sit here and talk to myself? I got an idea I'm going to try with pens, paint. I'll show you the paint technique, but I'm also going to, just for the fun of it, I'm going to try with a marker and see what happens. Okay, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just paint over it. Thanks for the hearts and likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. So, see, you can see how quickly it's drying. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a bit shiny. I use a matte paint, like a flat paint. And it's a bit shiny. And when it stops being shiny, then we're ready to go with the stencil. Okay? What kind of paint am I using? This is, today, I'm using the Deco Art paint from Michael's, maybe? So, or house paint. You can use house paint as long as it's acrylic, all acrylic, okay? How much is it to a pen? It runs about 45 or 50 bucks depending on what we're doing, right? And that's Canadian, so for you, $35, $40 maybe per person, right? Because I supply everything. I come in and I mean they'll literally just show up and drink and do their thing, right? I walk them through it and they have a great time, and that's the main thing. So we've done not just these. I've done pillows, like cushions, you know, the cushion covers. As a party, I've done doormats as a party. Stocking hangers. Oh, I have one. It's in the basement right now. Hi, Tina. Hi, how are you? So there's money to be made, right? But the hardest part is the advertising and the for me anyway, is the getting it out there, right? If you are a really gregarious kind of person, you're gonna have no trouble making money at this. So, but I'm much more of an introvert. I know it's hard to believe. I don't play one on TV, right? But I am definitely an introvert. So getting out there all the time and pushing to get to know more people and push more product, that's tough for me. So that's the hardest part of the whole business as far as I'm concerned. The rest is, if you like people and you like to teach, it's really not hard, you know? And seeing everybody have a great time and a great result is awesome sauce. All right. So now, well, because I already have paint on my hand, but now you can check, and you're not getting any paint. It's dry. All right. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it facing me at first because I want to try something. All right. So I'm going to take my stencil, and it's just, hi from India. First time catching me live, finally. Hey, it's Sherry. It's 6 o'clock here. I don't know where it is. Is it maybe 5 o'clock for you? Seems to be a good time. It seems to be a good time. In the morning was good too, Saturday morning last week. But we had an errand to run today, so we had to run out and be gone during my regular sort of time. And I'm still kind of testing times to see what's really good. Hey, Bet. Hi, how are you? To see what's really good for you guys. So I have this stencil. Like I said, that's the one you're going to find in the Etsy link. Okay, the SVG file for this, so you can cut this. And it will be reusable once it's cut because it has all the bridges. It will be just like this, cardstock, acetate. Don't cut it on vinyl. You don't need to. It's a waste of vinyl. Cut it on cardstock and do this, okay? And then I have some of these that I picked up at Dollar Tree, maybe 6-ish. You're Eastern. Oh, so am I. Okay, Sherry, I'm Eastern as well. All right, so same time, so it's good for both of us. All right, it's 6 Eastern here. And then I have some stencils. See, these all go to the parties too, right? And then we can customize our signs a lot more. So I've cut these ones on Duralar, it's called. 5 in Texas, and warm in Texas too, I bet, Sherry, but I'm not jealous at all. So these are on Duralar, which is it's a plasticky paper. I mean, you have to know, did I see? Ha! That's what, you have to know your machine to know what settings to cut it on, all that. But these are ones that I made and I cut. These are not on Etsy. These are just personal ones I made for my parties. So I have these all ready to go. And I pick these stencils up wherever I am, at dollar stores, at craft stores, at Walmart. When I see them and I think, oh, that would go well with the stencils that I'm doing at the party, I grab them. So we did sleighs, and one of these days in the Craftaholics Club, I'm going to probably do a tour of my craft room and the giant mess. But also I'll show you the sleighs we've made, the cushions we've made, all those different kinds of things. I'll give you a tour of the whole, all the stuff you can do with these type of stencils. You would be surprised. So I use these, so I just grab them wherever I can, and I think, and see, it's already been used, and I don't even wash them, okay? I just leave it to dry, and then it's good to use the next time because you don't use a lot of paint when you stencil, so you don't have to worry, and I'm going to show you that. So I kind of want to decide the layout, like if I'm going to have Dear Santa in the middle and maybe some snowflakes around, or if I wanted to put Santa on here, I kind of have to make room for him, so I might want him up there. And then I might want the wording down there, but I think that's a bit too big, all right? So you have to kind of test it out there. So I don't think I'm gonna, I might just put a part of Santa. I might just put, let's see, I'll show you. I might just do his face on the board, like up in the corner, or I might just do snowflakes. Do you see how that works? I can decide just a piece of it. I don't have to use all of it. I can cover up what I don't want, okay? So, but first of all, we got to use this. So I'm going to eyeball it. You measure as much as you like. I'm not a big fan. But again, I don't want this to be a bad experience. I want it to be fun and easy, right? And I will show you at the party how to do it, but I don't do it myself, right? So I know how and I can teach how. And if you want to, I will show you how. If that's really important to you, it's not important to me. All right, so we just put a little bit of painter's tape on there. We kind of eyeball this to where we think it looks good. And then I'm going to put the tape down. And actually, I'm going to put it on the other side so you can see what the heck I'm up to. All right, so I'm going to put the tape down just on one side. And I'm happy with the layout. The reason I want to do it is so I can do this while I'm working. Okay, so you can see what I'm up to and I can see what's going on under there. So if there's any horrible things happening, we can correct it immediately. We just like stop the technique and correct it right away and then do any touch-ups at the end. So I'm going to show you, my idea is I'm going to paint this red and this black and maybe that black, okay? So what I do with this is we paint with little makeup sponges. See those little cosmetic sponges? All right, that's what we use at the party, and I picked these up at Dollar Tree, a pack like this for $1, and there's 24 in there, something like that, 24. Okay, so it's not a lot of money. And these you can use and reuse. You could, if you want to, you can wash them out, but I've never had much luck with that. But I do snip off the end for colors. So like if we're doing a bunch of colors, I'll just keep snipping off the end so that we can use it until there's nothing left of it. So I'm going to start with the red, but I'm going to leave the D and the S because that's all we're going to need, okay? And we're going to take our sponge and dip it in the paint. Now, if you go like that, you can see it's all shiny and drippy. That is way too much paint. Yes, the makeup sponges are the easiest way for people, women of all ages. Like I did a bunch of 8-year-olds last night. I've done, last party I did last week was, the youngest was 8, the oldest was 80, right? These are good for everybody because they're not a paintbrush. And then stamp it once nice and firmly, okay? Just like that on a drier spot. Now go and look at it again. Look, doesn't it look dry, right? There's still a lot of paint on there, but the water has been absorbed up the sponge and now you have just the color on the end, right? That's what you're after, that dry look, okay? Now you're in business, all right? And the technique is just to tap, tap, tap. So we're just gonna, see I hold it far down the sponge and I just tap, tap, tap. And also remember, like a good makeup job, you're gonna do this in layers. So the first layer might be the ugly duckling coat. That's okay. And you're just gonna not push hard. You're just gonna tap, tap, tap. And then when you find you're running out of paint, as I am there, you just come back and pick up this little bit here, okay? Make sure it looks dry and then carry on, all right? And it's as simple as that. Now I'll show you in a second how this is working, okay? So this is coat layer number 1, and it all depends again on how vintage you want it to look. Ta-da! So you might want to swipe the comments to the side so you can see it's starting to develop there. I'm not going to swipe the comments because I want to see and talk to you. But you can swipe the comments to the side so you can see this. It's red acrylic paint. Yes, it is sherry, and that's all it is, okay? And it's a makeup sponge, like I say. It's technique. Stenciling is all technique. It has nothing to do with how smooth the wood is, how stuck to the board the stencil is, because you can see this is not stuck to the board. And I've stenciled on some very rough wood. There's pictures on this page, I think, maybe. A couple weeks ago, I had somebody here in my studio, and we stenciled on barn board. And I don't want to stand any barn board because you lose the patina. So we literally stenciled right on top of the barn board, rough, right up. Like she had cleaned it a little bit, but I didn't want to do any sanding on it at all to take any of the patina away, so I didn't. And we can do this, right? Because this isn't going to stick to it and ruin anything. And this is simple, all right? So I'm going to just, now again, bad. Keep that in mind. Bad, so bad, okay? Stamp. Just hold it for a second. All right, water's being absorbed up the sponge. Look, oh good, so much better, right? This is what you want, just like that, okay? Now keep in mind there's still a lot of paint on there, because see that? So you've got to be careful, all right? So second coat, and this is already dry, because you're going nice and light and you're not using a lot of pressure, okay? Too much pressure, too much paint. Those are the two things. That's the only two things that can go wrong in stenciling. If I push down really hard, I'm going to squish all that water out of the sponge, and it's going to take the paint with it under the stencil, make a mess. And whether that stencil is stuck on there or not does not matter. It will do that. You can bleed under one of those vinyl sticky stencils. I've used them all. I've tried them all. There is no secret method. It's all technique. All right, so there we go. We're going to have coat number 2. Isn't that so easy? It's so stinking simple, okay? So I've done that, and that's cool. And I'm going to do Santa in black. So I'm going to change the color, change the sponge, because I may need the red in a second. So I'm going to grab a little black. Hopefully that comes out. And see, this is what I take to my painting parties, is bottles of paint like that, right? Like, these poor guys have been pretty well used, well loved, let's say. Another sponge, fresh color, or I could trim that off. It depends on what I want to do with it, okay? And then, now black has a lot more pigment. Red has a lot because they're darker colors, okay? I guess I should have done Santa in red, eh? So you can see there, I'm not getting a ton of black. That's okay, I can do another coat. Hi Sue, how are you? We're stenciling a sign, and I'm showing them how easy it is to stencil with a cardstock or a reusable stencil, so that you will feel free to use them yourselves without any hesitation. I also have over on my website on the signmakersworkshop.com or littlefolkfarmhouse.com, there is a complete tutorial how to do this. So, whoops. So if you decide to buy the stencil and then this is not enough for you for a lesson, definitely hop over to my website, watch the tutorial. Yeah. Now see, Sue, look, like so. And we want it to be rustic and vintage, so that depends on how many layers you want to put it. Every time I tap, it's considered a layer, right? And I'm just tapping lightly, so every time I tap, it's adding a layer of paint, and we are working in layers. And like, if I weren't talking away to you and I was just painting, I'd be done by now. So, but I'm not gonna make a 5-minute paint job when I can sit and yak with you guys, right? So. And then you can add, I'm gonna do a bit more with that. I have some ideas for these 2 letters, so that's why I'm not doing them right now. So just give me a minute. I wanna just get this in. And I think I'll do that in red and this in black. Keep the theme running here. But like I said, I had 8-year-old girls last night doing this, and I don't think we even took an hour. So far so good, right? It's really not hard, folks. Really not hard. All right, so I'm gonna do the red for define, just because I don't want all kinds of black and hardly any red. Do I have paint on my nose? I'm really bad about getting paint on my face and not knowing it. So, you would tell me though, right? You wouldn't just let me walk out the door like my husband? Yes. Yes, he has. He's a real joker, and so am I, and we joke around a lot. So when we get each other, we get each other. When we have the opportunity, we just take it. So if I'm walking out the door, unless it's really important, he would never let that happen to me. But if it's just like we're going to the grocery store, he will let it happen, you know. But he would never let me really embarrass myself. He doesn't mind if I'm a little goofy, because I'm always a little goofy, and that's just who he married. So he doesn't mind a little bit goofy. There we go. So Dear Santa, define good. Now I'm going to try something I've never tried before, and I'm going to try and make like a candy cane stripe on the D. Sherry loved this. Sherry, I'm not sure what you were talking about, Sherry, when you said no, but oh no, I don't have paint on my face. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and make stripes, candy cane stripes, and yeah, thanks, Sherry. And so I'm just going to take my handy dandy trusty Sharpie marker, right? You could use a paint pen if you have one, but I never have a paint pen around, but I always have a marker. And I'm going to outline this stencil, okay? Another thing you can do. So I'm going to outline this. And we're going to see if this is going to work or not. The beauty is, if it doesn't work out, I'll just paint over it. That's the fun part of painting. And I'm going to do this one as well. So this is totally experiment, but like I said, this was a piece of wood that already didn't have any life left in it because I used it for something else. So I'm just salvaging a scrap of wood. And this might actually turn into something. All right, so we've got that. Not bad, not bad. I'm happy with that, okay? So, let's see. Oh, I need the bottom bit there. Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color stripes in, and I'm going to use a ruler. And I'm going to, hopefully, make it even-ish. It's going to be freehand. I'm going freehand. All right, like so. Essentially what I want is this and this to be sort of even, right? That's my husband downstairs, if you can hear the tap, tap, tapping. He makes jewelry as a hobby, like these things. He's made those for me. So that's what he's doing downstairs. That's what he likes to do. And I really don't mind. All right. Okay, so I've got, I think that's good. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing down here. You could use a ruler. Again, I just like freehand. Hey Joe, hi, how are you? Trying to make a candy cane stripe. All right, so we've got that so far. Now, let's see what happens. You're so jealous. There we go. So I'm putting the black right in the middle of the white. Like that. I think it turned out okay. I'm going to put some right. All right, so right there. And this is just for fun, but I like where it went. I do. Yeah, those markers are awesome, aren't they? Like, I mean, Sharpie, you've made, like, it's quite a game. This is a brush marker. It's used for lettering and stuff. I don't do a lot of hand lettering. In fact, I hardly do any. Like, this is my version of hand lettering. All right, so I'm going to make that red a little bit darker, which means I'm going to go back, grab some more paint, and I'm going to do another layer of red. Yeah. So yeah, those are the Sharpie brush markers, but any Sharpie brush, and then I have just a regular Sharpie fine point. That's what I was using for the black, right? So I wish I could find a white one. I'm probably going to have to spring for a paint pen for that, just for white. Oh yeah, that's better. All right, so yeah, definitely darker red and black for this because that went darker. There wasn't much you could do to stop that, but you could just do the vintage. Yeah, Joe, it turned out all right. Hey, I'm happy with that. Joe is my sister-in-law, so she's married to my brother. She's a woman with great patience. She's also an avid crafter. She's a craftaholic. Joe, did you see I started the Farmhouse Craftaholics Club, the group? It's when you go to the main page, you go to the top of the page there's a push the button for the group, okay, like join the group. And then I will approve you. Yeah. Yes, Sue, you can reuse the stencil, like, easy, probably 20 times, okay? That's the beauty of these things. So I'm going to darken up the black a little. That's why I use these type of stencils, because I want reusable. Oh, I got some on there. Have to do some touch-ups here, it looks like, because I just got some black on my candy cane. So you have to be careful, right? But you don't have to freak out because a little brush and a little bit of paint and you can fix it, all right? Laundry, working from home. So there's nothing here that isn't fixable by any stretch of the imagination. Because I guess the thing is, I kind of figured when I was building this business that if I did vinyl sticky stencils, and what if the person made a mistake and you pulled off the stencil and, oh, it's too bad. You can't put it back on because it's all in pieces and it's in rough shape. So I really didn't want that experience for my customers. I wanted them to have an easy, simple experience where they'd enjoyed themselves, and if they've made what they considered a mistake, we had a chance to fix it, right? So we just did such like this. So it comes off. Now you would just lay it flat to let it dry, okay? It's pretty dry now, like you're not gonna get much paint on your hands from that. See? So you just leave it flat to dry, pull the tape off, okay? Pull the tape off, let it dry flat, and then you can reuse this again and again and again and again. And if you make it out of plastic, you could use it forever, like acetate. But I find that I can find the poster board, and this is 12 by 18 that I can buy, and I can actually get bigger depending on your machine. I've had a hard time finding the acetate with enough people, and besides, I don't want to wash stencils. So I've had a hard time finding the acetate in that size. So you might, and if you do, send me a link because I'd love to know where I could find it. Oh, my poor sister Joellen is, setting up for Christmas, and the new house is, new flooring's gone in the house. You know what that's like, the whole house, right? Right before Christmas. So I'm going to take a little bit of this paint that I used at the beginning, and I'm going to do a tiny touch up there where I got a little bit of black where I didn't want it. And all I'm going to use is the teeniest little brush. All right, so grab a little brush. I even have smaller ones that I often use. And then I'm going to push the paint in that just like I did that first brush. Okay, so there's a lot of, it's really scrubbed into that. So there's not paint dripping everywhere. And then I'm just going to touch where it needs a little change. And because this is rustic and it's, one spot right there. Because I'm being fussy. Because it's rustic and it's got all these great lines going side to side and all that, there's no telling where the touch-ups were. Another win as far as I'm concerned with reusable stencils. All right, so that is, I'll lift this up so you can see it. All right, that is that so far, and I'm loving the, I keep freezing. I'm loving the peppermint there, or candy cane, right? I kind of love that. I hope, am I freezing for everybody or just for Joe? My thoughts on chalk couture. If you don't want to say live, reply to me later. I looked into it. I did. It's just an interesting thing. But I have a business that would directly compete. And when I looked into the fine print, because I did see about signing up, I got as far when they came to Canada. Oh, more stencils, Diane. You just got to hit my little Etsy shop there in the link, and you'll find some more of these, especially if you got a Cricut. The chalk couture terms of conditions, which I'm a girl that obeys the rules, were that I couldn't do them both in the same business. I couldn't do a live with where I did my own stencils and added chalk couture, so it wasn't a good fit for me. So, I mean, man, they look fabulous and all that. And I really honestly was only going to do it because I'm not that interested in myself. I can make my own. But I was going to do it to make it an add-on for my customers that they could just order through me and we could all order together. But it just didn't work out to be a good fit. So it looks fabulous. It looks like fun. But I had enough irons in the fire. So, but definitely, it looks like a fun thing to try. So, and there's lots of people out there doing it now, so you definitely can find it. But this is my jam. This is what I love to do. Okay, so that's more like screen printing, and that's not what I want to do at a party. I want to teach them how to stencil. So, all right, so we've got this done, and so far so good. And I think the candy cane turned out okay. So now I'm gonna just take these plastic stencils, and did I bring any more over here? No. All right, so I'm just going to take these, and you can see I haven't even washed these, okay? They are simply, I'm just simply going to reuse them. And these are going to be, I'm going to make them silver. So I'm going to use this silver, but a trick with silver is there's hardly any pigment to it. Oh, years ago. Okay, yeah, see, it's just come to Canada. It like literally just showed up. I think this year it just opened. So it's a big thing that's happening right now. So it's in everybody's feeds. But like I said, I did sign up. I thought it might be a nice little add-on, and I thought, oh, it'd be nice if I could offer it to my local customers. And we could all just order as a group and save on the shipping and all that, because shipping up in Canada is expensive. But when you get further into the terms, and like I say, oh, Susan, that's a great idea. Candy canes on there. That would be awesome. Oh, I never thought of that. You could probably pick those up at the Dollar Tree, right? The not the real ones, but the fake ones. That'd be really cool with the 3D effect. Huh? I don't have them, but yeah. Yeah, I see. I haven't tried it yet. I do have a lady that might be doing it, and she's also the Avon lady. So I'm gonna try it one day. But for now, I'm happy with this. And like I said, I've got enough irons in the fire. I don't need to add more. All right, so I'm gonna use gray paint, and this is clogged up because I was just at a party and we were just using it. So that's the problem. A problem. It's acrylic paint. Love the sign. I love what your husband made for you. Yeah, he's a sweetie. He's maybe almost all the jewelry you see me wear, except for these earrings, he's made for me. So I'm gonna do these snowflakes. But first of all, when you want to do silver, you want to do a light coat of gray first, because there's not enough pigment in the silver. It's shiny. You can see it on the lid. It's going to be shiny. And that's what I want. I want a bit shiny, but it won't show up very well by itself. It'll take a million coats. So the quickest way to fix that is to put a coat of a similar color underneath in your regular paint. And it doesn't even have to be a solid coat. So you're going to see what I mean by that. All right. And then you want to make sure you're not going to stencil near the edge. So if you're going to be near the edge, just put a bit of tape there. So you're cool with the... Do I have another sponge? No, I don't. But this is what I was telling you. You can take the sponge, cut, well, I want to do this in front of you. Cut that color off, and now you have a clean sponge. Now that's on the side. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now you got a clean sponge and you can use it some more. So I'm going to use that for the gray, and then I'll use it right for the silver. So I don't even want much gray. All right. I'm just going to quickly put a light coat of gray on. And like I say, you can see I haven't even washed these, right? I just let it dry, use it again. I'm all about not doing more work than I need to. All right, so see, there's the color right there. And then I'm going to take some silver and go right over it. But you can see it's very thin and very, hang on, I really like this live. You provide a lot of informative tips and basic tricks. I have a ton of tips and tricks. Oh my gosh. I can't see the whole comment, Sherry, but thank you for that. Oh yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and I thought, I'm going to write a book of just tips and tricks, because I literally have, in my head, I have 30 years of crafting and trying to save money, because you're a single income family at the time when the kids are little, and I still wanted to craft, so I figured out ways, right? And this is how I became what I am. All right, so the silver is there. The clean sponge for the silver. Now you can see how light the silver is compared to the gray, right? And how that would be hard to get coverage. But if you put it on top of the gray, it just gives it a great base. These are all painters' tricks, and furniture painters and just regular painters. And then you get the shine with the gray, like so. And there we have that. Okay, so I guess I can put that. Where should I put this? So you've seen, I'm going to put the colors to the side so I can see what I'm doing over here. All right, so maybe I'll put that down there, I think. Yeah, that looks good to me. All right, there's my gray and there's my silver. I'm going to probably load up with more silver. You'd buy that book, would you? I'm seriously thinking about writing one. I really am. I might do like a little version that goes on, like a short version to test it, to see if anybody would buy it. That goes on Etsy. That's the word I'm looking for. And then if that flies and people like it, I can actually write a book and put it on a Kindle, right? Kindle app, so that you can buy it an ebook, and then you don't even have to do anything but download it, and you can print it, or because I like a printed book, or you can keep it on your computer, or you can keep it on your phone. however you do your Kindle, right? So, but I really have been tossing that idea around. So if you think that might be a good idea, if you think you're not going to be held to account, okay? But if you think, oh, I'd buy a book of tips and tricks from someone that I know is a good crafter, just let me know. I would really appreciate the vote, so that I'll pursue it or I won't, you know. But I'm gonna, oh yeah, I got it. Look, so one of the other things is you can see on other stencils, you might have one that you want, and I want that snowflake, right? So I'm gonna use that over here, and I'm only gonna do, I'm not even gonna tape it because I'm just being lazy now. And I'm just gonna use that little bit, and if I was getting really close to the edge, I would put some tape or cover it with cardstock or something, okay, so that it didn't get into it. See, like so. And it's hard to see. Let's see if I can show you. All right. All right, so you can see it's a bit shiny. Susan, all right, hang on. Let me see if I can see the whole comment. It says, you've been crafting for years, but not so hardcore as they have been for the last few months. Then it faded off. Hard times for your old... All right, I can't get it up, but hi, Dominic. I'm going to go back and read it after, okay? I promise. I always go back through, answer any questions, and read it, okay? So that you don't think I can't see it. I can only see like to the word oldest, and then it's jammed. So I don't want to miss that. So I will be back to read it after, okay? And like I say, I want to... So there we go. That's basically it. And I think I could do more. You could do like a light blue. You could do glittery paint if you have it. It's all the same. You can all... If you have glitter paint, you can do the same thing. And I think I'm going to take... I think it's Susan's idea. And I'm going to go to maybe the Dollar Tree and find some of those fake candy canes and maybe attach a couple to this, and then I'm gonna call it good. All right, so what do we all think? Did it turn out okay? So like I said, the link is in the Etsy, the link is in the comments for the Etsy file for the stencil, okay? And not the stencil itself. You don't get the stencil. I don't ship the stencil. I ship, you get a digital download for the SVG. You have to know how to use that, or you can also, in there's a JPEG file in red and green and black that you can trace like we've done before, or you can just take it and stick it on in a frame and decorate a little bit that way and call it good, okay? Oh, thanks, Susan. I really appreciate it. So I will be back on Wednesday. I'm not sure what time. I'll let you guys know, with some other brilliant idea that I've come up with. And I would love to see you guys come back and visit with me. And like I said, don't forget, go up to the top of the page, join the group, because over there we're going to be a lot more like loosey-goosey, a little more flexible, not so on point. And we're going to have a lot more fun over there. Like, you know, just funny memes and just getting to know each other and make friends and farmhouse theme, crafting stuff. I want to see your stuff. I get ideas from you as well, right? So don't think I get them all by myself. They're not done in a vacuum, right? I get a lot of my great ideas from you guys. So I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all have a great Saturday night. And I'm going to go now, and I will be doing the glamour shot probably tonight sometime. And yeah, I think I'm going to go get some candy canes. When I get them, I might do a photo of it after. So I'll put that to the side. I might do a photo of it after so that people can see. But that's how hard it is, or isn't, right? It really isn't hard. So anybody can do this. Kids do it. I teach it all the time. You've seen the entire process from start to finish. So feel free. If you can get this file onto your cutting machine, this can be yours, and you can do a bunch. All right, I'll see you on Wednesday, Diane. I appreciate you guys so much. Right, bye. Love you all. Bye-bye.